This time on Documentify TV, coins are supposed to represent value, trade, currency, exchange. But in this burial, they weren't used that way at all. Because here, archaeologists found something very specific: Spanish coins deliberately placed around a human skull. Not scattered, not lost, placed. So the question is why? This discovery comes from a site known as the Taylor Mound on the coast of Georgia, a Native American burial site dating to the early contact period. When archaeologists opened one of the graves, they noticed something unusual immediately. Around the skull, arranged with precision, were 9 copper Spanish coins. They weren't random objects. They were positioned along beads, pearls, and other high-status items. Everything in that burial had meaning, which raises a problem, because in this culture, coins had no monetary value. There were no coin-based economy here, no markets, no currency system like in Europe. So these coins, whatever they meant, it wasn't about money. Now here's where it gets interesting. The coins themselves can be traced. They're called maravedes, low-denomination copper coins from Spain, minted in the early 1500s, and they show up in multiple early contact sites across the southeastern United States, which tells us something important. These objects didn't arrive by accident. They came through contact, either trade, exploration, or shipwreck scavenging. But at Taylor Mound, something changes, because instead of being used as tools or raw material, they were placed into a burial, carefully and deliberately. So what were they for? One possibility is status. In many cultures, rare foreign objects become symbols of power. They're not valuable because of what they do. They're valuable because where they came from. Another possibility is ritual. The coins may have been seen as objects with meaning beyond their material, something tied to the unknown. But there's another layer here, because these coins were placed around the skull specifically, not the hands, not the body, the head. And in many burial traditions, that placement matters. It can signal identity, transformation, or even protection in the afterlife. So instead of currency, these coins may have become something else entirely: symbols, objects of meaning, reinterpreted through a completely different cultural lens. And that's the real story here. Not just that coins were found in North America, but that when they arrived, they didn't stay what they were. They changed, because once they entered a new world, they stopped being money and became something else entirely. And that leaves us with one final question. If the meaning of an object can change that completely, what else are we misinterpreting? And if you think that's strange, the next one is even harder to explain, because it's a wooden tool that should have rotted, but it didn't. That's it for today's video, folks. See you next time right here on Documentify TV.